6 months ago, I started my online business using YouTube. In those 6 months, I went from $0 all the way to $200,000 cash collected. And this was without any ads and without any cold outreach, just from organic content. And if I had to start over back at $0 at step one, this is exactly what I'd do to grow my business. Phase one is for those people who maybe don't have a strategy yet for their YouTube channel, or maybe you are posting inconsistently. Maybe you're posting and it's just not working. Maybe you haven't even started yet. This is exactly what I would do. And this is just the beginning stages. So if you're not getting much traction yet, I would say start here at phase one before you move on to phase two, because in the end, it's going to help you a lot and it's going to give you better results. And so what do you focus on when you're not really getting results for your business on YouTube? And I would consider you to be in this phase one of these beginning stages. And the first thing you have to focus on, a lot of people, they get stuck with posting because they think quality content versus quantity. And a lot of the people that are, YouTube gurus say to post quality content. And you'll hear like the top YouTubers, Mr. Beast, and you'll go to these YouTube conferences and they all talk about spending a whole lot of time making the best content possible. But in phase one, you don't want to do this. You want to really focus on quantity. And you don't want to focus on quality at this stage. You want to focus on getting more outputs. And the truth is, quality is pretty subjective. And especially when you are in the education space, you're trying to grow your business. At the end of the day, quality just comes down to helping other people and making content that is valuable and saves them time. And you get there by posting a lot. You start to learn quality by just posting a ton of times. And I want to help you with this because you're probably super busy. And so you're like, well, how do I post a ton of YouTube content? And does this actually work? And I want to share with you that it does work and there is a way to do this. And so the first thing you want to do is focus on quantity. And you do this by fighting perfectionism. This is something that I struggle with all the time, is perfectionism. And you have to get rid of perfectionism. And you do this by actually focusing on quantity. And you do this also by eliminating comparison. So when we look at some of the people on YouTube right now that are crushing it, like Alex Hormozi, and we see the YouTube videos that he's making that are incredible. They're high production value. They're 25 minutes long, 45 minutes long. They're just jam-packed with tons of value. It's easy to compare ourselves to go, okay, that's what we should be doing to grow our business, is making content like this. But the truth is, if you look at his early videos, he didn't start off like this. This is his first YouTube video. The first video is like a sales video. This is his first educational YouTube video, and it's super basic. It is with a webcam. It's not even HD. There's not a microphone, but it was valuable to the people he was trying to reach. Now, also keep this in mind. He was talking to people who are gym owners. And so he actually started very narrow and he niched down. So in phase one, what I want you to do is focus on quantity, and I want you to think about niching down. And so if you could just help people make money online or lose weight, how can you make that more targeted? Because you probably in your business don't help absolutely everyone lose weight, or you help everyone make money online. You probably help a very specific person that if they joined, you could help them get better results. In the beginning, you should niche down and you're going to make more money because you're going to target those people. This video is going to get less views because I'm talking to business owners, online business owners, entrepreneurs, rather than just saying how to grow a YouTube channel. But the beauty of this is it's specific to you. So if you're watching this, this is going to be advice that's specific to you. If you go watch another how to grow on YouTube type of video, a lot of this stuff is not going to be super helpful for you because it's not specific to you. And that's the beautiful thing in those beginning stages about niching down that a lot of people forget. They look at what's working right now for some of these entrepreneurs getting on the platform, and they don't realize where they started. And almost all these entrepreneurs or people that you see in your industry, they usually started a bit more niche down than you would think, or more than what they're posting now. Now, another thing that you're probably going to run into in this beginning phase, trying to just pump out more videos, focus on quantity and don't let editing get in the way. It doesn't have to be crazy edited. It could be a simple talking head video like this. Some people work really well in a podcast style format. Some people work well when it's talking head and they can really take their time and be super articulate. And it just depends on what works for you, but focus on posting more. Literally grab your phone and just start posting something. One of the students that I work with who helps men with their relationships, he literally just was overwhelmed. He didn't start. The very first video, I had him create what I call a YouTube VSL. It's part of the YouTube sales funnel. And the first video, within the first week, he booked a sales call that happened in the very first week. And so literally just getting out there, you're hiding right now if you're not on YouTube and you're not posting. And this is something for me in the phase that I'm in where I'm niching down. I'm actually going to be focusing more on quantity. Now, of course, it's still, I'm trying to make good content, but we'll get to what quality looks like. And that's a whole different beast that can be super powerful for building your business. But at this stage, we just want to focus on getting out there, because if we're not posting, we're literally hiding and no one can find out about who we are or how we can even help them. And so this is that first stage that you need to do. And you're thinking, I don't have time for this. I'm a busy entrepreneur. There's really two options for you. You can hire a team or you can create content that takes less time. I show you exactly how to do this. There's a link in the description. It's a free course you can watch. And in that YouTube for Entrepreneurs course, I go over the 2-hour YouTube work week, showing you how to pull this off. It's doable, but you have to have a game plan. And so I encourage you to go check that out if you're worried about it just taking too much time. And I also gave you some really good examples about YouTube channels that are getting views right now with these lower level, lower quality type of content. And I show you how to pull that off there. Now, a great example, for me and how quantity has helped me a ton as a creator is that my background, if you don't know who I am, is I started as a content creator and now I run a business helping entrepreneurs become creators and post content online, specifically on YouTube. And if we take a look at my earliest video on this channel, Think Media, now at 3 million subscribers, this video is almost 5 years old. So this was in 2019. This is about to be 5 years old. And I was posting 2 videos a week for years. 2 videos a week. And I leveled up in so many ways over those 5 years as I just got my reps in. I got better speaking on camera. I got less nervous. To come up with video ideas was so much easier. To come up with thumbnail ideas and title ideas and to just get content out there became so much easier. And also, it was my job to post content. For some of you, you might just be running ads or doing other things, or maybe you're trying to do YouTube, but you're a business owner. And so what I want you to think about is put it on your calendar and make it a priority to actually create YouTube content. And one of the things I love about YouTube content is you can then take those YouTube videos, you can cut them out into short form videos, and then you can also take the transcript from the YouTube video, throw it into an AI, turn that into a blog post, turn it into a newsletter, turn it into tweets. There's all sorts of repurposing you can do from your YouTube long form content. So I really think YouTube long form is the most high leveraged piece of content a business owner can be making right now. And so you need to be focusing on that first. And also, YouTube will give you views months, years after you post a video. I don't get a ton of views on the Instagram reels that I post months and years later. They're kind of gone. But on YouTube, they live forever. And they're I like to think of the YouTube videos that are out there is they're working for you. They're little workers that are out there getting me new leads every single day. My old content on YouTube is bringing me new leads every single day, and it's super, super powerful. So if you aren't posting, let's get over perfectionism. Let's get it all on our calendar, and let's just focus, even if it's by just pulling out your phone, and start posting long form content on YouTube. And if you're not posting yet, you're not posting enough, you're literally losing money. I had a student who, she has 300 subscribers, and she was just off and on, not taking YouTube very serious. I think she was months without posting. She finally was okay, I'm going to do it. She joined the Content Academy, started posting, and we just focused on a couple videos for her to make first. And within a few weeks, she landed 2 $3,000 deals. She made $6,000 just by posting videos on YouTube. And guess what? She was super niche, helping people with anger, helping people with stress. And she was only getting 200, 300, 400 views per video. And she was selling her courses, made $6,000 selling her courses with a low amount of views. So literally, you're losing money if you're just not getting out there and trying to help people, trying to solve problems and give away some free content. Because without that, no one knows who you are. No one knows about your business. And so we have to step out, get a little uncomfy, and it gets a lot easier over time, which is going to bring us to phase 2. Phase 2 is leveling up. So maybe a lot of you have been posting, and I have a lot of people who join my program that have been posting, but they're not getting views. So they did the quantity. They committed to once a week or sometimes even more, and they just weren't getting results. They weren't getting views. It wasn't working for them. Or they also, they were getting views and they weren't making money. And so they need to find a way to actually level up and get better. And I want to show you how to do that, because once you start posting and you get comfortable, you need to actually make this work so that your time is well spent and these videos can live forever for you to help you grow your business. And one of the things in level 2 with leveling up is actually more of a focus, less on quantity and more on quality. And I'm going to share with you kind of the things I'm going to be focusing on when it comes to quality, because you don't have to fix everything all at once, but there's a few things that if you fix, it's like the 80-20 rule. It's going to give you 80% of the results, and it's only 20% really of the whole YouTube process, but it's going to give you the biggest results. And if you think about it, YouTube is going to push quality. They push out videos that people click on and that people watch, and ultimately that people just are satisfied with. So if you're teaching someone something, it doesn't have to be, when I say quality, I'm not saying these high level edits. I'm just saying quality content that people click on, they watch, and they're happy that they watched it. That is what quality content is. And so I find that people don't know how to get people to click, and they don't know how to get people to watch their stuff. And if you think about it this way, imagine you watch one of my videos, for example, and you're like, man, that was amazing. I learned a ton. The next time I upload, you actually probably have a higher chance of clicking on my video just because you had a good experience with my last video. And so for some of us, the reason we want to focus on quality content and giving people a ton of value is we want them to have that feeling that after every single video they watch, they go, that was worth my time. In the education space, you want people to feel like you did not waste their time and they learned something new. And that's going to be the goal with my content, is that hopefully as we go through these phases, you're starting to pick up and coming up with a strategy that works for you and actually makes sense. And you go, yes, this was worth my time. So guess what? Next time I upload a video, you want to click on that video. I don't know if you get emails or you subscribe to certain YouTube channels and maybe you click that email and it just felt like a waste of your time. The next time that person emails you, you might not click on it. Even if it's interesting, you're like, it's bad content. Same with YouTube. You click on that person's YouTube video, it was a waste of your time. Maybe you still are subscribed. You probably aren't going to watch it affects the click-through rate. You're not going to watch their next video because they wasted your time. The 20% that's going to get you the 80% of results is packaging. And packaging is going to be your video ideas. It's going to be your titles, and it's going to be your thumbnails. So it's ideation, it's titles, and it's thumbnails. And these three things make up the packaging of actually getting people to click on your videos. You're probably really smart at what you do. You're probably really good at what you do, and you've probably gotten people results in your business. You've probably gotten yourself results. And so when you share something on camera and you share something on YouTube, it's really good because you're an expert. You know what you're talking about. It's valuable. But the issue is people aren't clicking on your videos. So you might be the greatest in the world, but you're getting less views, even though your content is way better than the other people out there on YouTube. And the reason for that is your packaging is off. The titles, the thumbnails, the topics that you're choosing for your videos are not interesting to your audience. And so they're not getting in the door into your content, into your YouTube videos. And fixing this is one of the best things that you can do for your channel to get more views. And so here's a great tip for you guys is simply just to use what works. And I want to share some really good examples of this. So over here, I remember finding this video when I was working at Think Media by Marcus Jones on Mr. Beast being a YouTube genius for 10 minutes straight. This video blew up for him. Millions of views, 200,000 subscribers. This is an outlier. That little times 100, that's a vidIQ plugin. I'll have a link in the description. It just tells you this is getting more than 100 times views than the average videos on his channel. So this was just blowing up for him. So I decided to take that for Think Media and create this video, which was genius YouTube advice for 15 minutes straight. And when you look at these side by side, they are not the exact same video. I didn't directly copy him. I tried to just make it even better by providing Mr. Beast right here in the thumbnail, but also some other major YouTubers that people really like. So you can see I took massive inspiration from the title and from the idea that I knew people wanted to hear Mr. Beast, and YouTube Genius seemed pretty interesting. And then the time frame of 10 minutes straight, I took that same idea, right? Genius YouTube advice, which is very similar to this, the 15 minutes, and then I have Mr. Beast in my thumbnail right there. And this did really well for the channel, getting 1.2 million views. And it was 30 times more views than our channel average. So this video did really, really well for us. Now, the biggest YouTubers in the world use this strategy of taking what works and then replicating it for their own channel. And here is a great example specifically in the business niche. We can see here that Mark 4 years ago got 1.78 million views. This was a 17 times outlier, and it's How to Invest for Beginners full guide. Then we have Ali Abdaal 3 years ago, 21 times outlier, How to Invest for Beginners. And look at the thumbnail inspiration being almost the exact same. And then just recently, 3 months ago, we have a 4.3 thousand time outlier. This got 5 million views for Simon Squibb and really blew up his long form YouTube content on that side of stuff. And it's the same thumbnail. It's a little bit different title, but the idea here is people use inspiration. They use inspiration from the video ideas and titles. They use inspiration from the thumbnails. And the idea here is you just want to use what works. If people are watching this video, you want to understand why. Is it a good thumbnail? Is it a good title? Is it a good idea? And then you want to replicate that. Now, once you start doing this in phase 2, you're focusing on quality and you're focusing on what works. So you're focusing on what works for other people. And then you want to move into what's working for you. So Ali Abdaal has this video, right? How to Invest for Beginners. It's working really well for him. Well, guess what he does with this concept? He decides to do it again and again, and probably will do it again. And you can see it's working for him. So he's going to keep doing it again and again because it just works. And so when you find something that works really well, you need to then keep doing it over and over again. One of my students, Farah, when she joined the Content Academy, she was under 3,000 subscribers. Now she's at 30,000 subscribers, and almost all of her videos are just popping off, getting a ton of views. And we found that when she used Google Recruiter, she was starting to get more views. And so she started using that again and again in her title because you simply want to use what works. When you find something that resonates with your audience, this could be a topic, it could be an angle in how you actually portray yourself. So Google Recruiter, that's what she is. And when she uses that authority in her title, it works really well. And she is just rinsing and repeating exactly what's working because her audience likes it. And so she's going to keep doing it again and again. Now, I go way more in depth on this process of coming up with video ideas that are actually going to get a ton of views inside of that YouTube for Entrepreneur course. So check out that link if you haven't yet. But that really, it's a long video, but I go way more in depth and it's super valuable on kind of the process and what really to look for when it comes to the outlier scores and all of that. So that's down there if you want to check that out. But this is kind of a brief summary of how to increase quality so that you can get more views, because at the end of the day, when you start growing on YouTube, if you want to go to that next level, you do need to move into quality content, not just quantity. And what you'll see is that you can actually grow faster when you post less, but you're posting better videos and they perform better. And so sometimes in that phase 1, you're posting maybe twice a week. and they're very simple videos, very basic videos. There's no editing. And as you start to level up, what you'll find is spending that same time twice a week to focus both all that energy onto one video, you're going to get better results, especially when you focus on that packaging and those titles, those thumbnails, those video ideas. That's really is what's going to help you get more views. Now, you might feel like you're in this phase and you're like, Nolan, I'm doing quality content and it's really good stuff. It's really good video. My editor is doing some like amazing visuals and we're getting a thumbnail designer on the team and they're good titles. We're copying what's working, but you're still not getting views. Then I would argue that something's off. If your videos are good, your packaging is off. No one's clicking on it. And so sometimes we can say our stuff's the best, but you need to look at the view counts. And again, for some of you guys, like literally 1,000 views would crush for you because you have a very niche audience. But for some of you, like you could be getting 10,000 views, 100,000 views. And if you're not every once in a while getting some of those videos that really take off, you should be looking at that and go, is this the best I could do? Is this better? And I love Alex's framework, Alex Hormozi's framework. And he talks about it this way, just a different way to think about this. When he talks about building a business, there's kind of 4 things. There's traffic at the front. You have to get more traffic. And then there's like conversion. But he says to start where at the beginning. And so for a lot of us, we need more traffic. What he says to do with this is he says to do more, then do better, and then do new. This is very similar to what I'm talking about here. Phase 1 is you want to focus on more. Posting more videos. Maybe you are getting a little bit of views. Maybe you're getting some sales. Can you do more of it? Or if you haven't started yet, doing more will actually help you get better. But then once you're doing more and you're kind of plateaued, you're not seeing more results, literally just making better YouTube videos, better titles and ideas is going to be the next thing for you to actually increase the traffic. And then he says, once you've tapped that out and you've made the best stuff and you're doing as much as you can, then you can move on to something new. But for most people, they just literally need to do more and better. And so that's going to move us into phase 3. Phase 3 is the growth phase. So phase 1, if we could summarize phase 1 by quantity, and if phase 2 is quality, phase 3 is tying together both. It's quantity and quality. And when you mix those together, it can absolutely explode your business. And when I think back to Think Media, when we really had a huge growth phase, it was when we started going from 1 or 2 videos a week, and we started posting 5 long form videos a week. Our views doubled. Per month, our views doubled. There was an increase in quantity because now we're posting more than twice as much. And the quality was still there. Now, this took a team. This isn't something that was a one-person type of thing going on. And so a lot of this comes down to actually hiring the right team. And I've hired quite a few people at Think Media and starting my own business for content and going through. And what I've found is one of the first things you can do if you're looking to save more time, you want to hire an editor. A video editor. This is going to save you the most amount of time if you have not done this yet. This is going to give you some time to focus on shooting more because only you can be in front of the camera for the most part. There's different cases where you actually don't need to be in front of the camera, and those are more specific. But if you can get in front of the camera more, let someone else edit those videos, that is absolutely what you need to do to give yourself more time to create more content. And then the other thing when it comes to growth, to help the quality stay there, is I love hiring a thumbnail designer. And the reason for this is going to help the quality. And if you go on Twitter, you can find editors, thumbnail designers simply by just typing in like YouTube video editor, YouTube thumbnail designer. And as far as an editor goes, you could probably find someone really good, anywhere from $250 to $450 a video. For a thumbnail designer, it's much cheaper. You can find someone for $50 who's really good, all the way up, of course, past even $150 plus. But you can find a really good thumbnail designer for much cheaper than a video editor. It takes less time, but it still has a great impact on your channel. When you have a good thumbnail designer, you are going to keep your quality high, and it's going to give you a lot of that time to move into more uploads. Another big part of this growth phase is really looking at analytics and going into your YouTube studio. And the reason for this is you want to look at specific videos. You also want to look at the channel as a whole. And some of the main things I really like to look at is click-through rate. And then I like to look at average view duration, which would also include that retention graph. And I want to see where are people dropping off, what videos have a low click-through rate. In the first 30 seconds, how many people are still watching, what videos are doing a really good job of retaining people at that 30-second mark. And then I want to take notes and implement that moving forward. Part of growing on YouTube is you want to post a YouTube video, and then you have to make sure you analyze. If you don't analyze and you never look at what's working, you can't really change anything from that. So the next step is you have to make a change. And sometimes this is a guess, but you're going to experiment, you're going to make a change, and then you are going to upload that next video. And then each time you're analyzing, you're making changes, you're posting, you're analyzing, you're making changes, you're posting again. And then every month or every 3 months, you want to zoom out of the picture, look at the channel as a whole, what videos are doing well. And we talked about that in phase 2, right? You can just literally look at what's working well, do it again, but you also want to every once in a while experiment with new formats. Because I was talking to Farah and I was like, hey, keep doing this, but I want her to experiment with new formats, new titles that are different, because you want to find that next thing. Sometimes trends die. Sometimes subscribers and viewers want something new. They get tired of a certain type of videos. So you want to make sure you don't put all the eggs in one basket. You want to zoom out. You want to look at a whole, what's working, what's not working. And then you want to consistently, maybe 1 in every 4 videos, try something completely different that might just work super well. Honestly, I'm kind of in phase 1 right now, and I am trying to focus on more before I get better. And I'm trying to overcome perfectionism. So I really feel this too, but I want to encourage you guys to just start where you're at. And if you haven't started yet, start at phase 1 and just start moving forward. And phase 3 is just, it's down the road. A lot of you guys are not there yet. You need to focus on phase 1 and just posting more. And eventually those are some of the things that you're going to start doing over time. Of course, you can hire an editor or thumbnail designer from the very start, but your focus should still be on just getting out there at least once a week, if not even twice a week. This is going to give you a better chance because it's more at bats, and the more at bats you get, the more of a chance you have actually hitting one out of the park and getting a home run. And so let's get more at bats coming up. This is exactly what I'm telling myself. I'm preaching to myself right here. I want you getting out there and getting views so people know about you, but I also want you to make money with YouTube. And so I have a video that is coming out soon. If it's on the screen, you can just click on it and check it out. Or I'm going to show you how to make money with YouTube. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody.